I can't help but laugh at this creator here. So she clearly, as you can see, is a MAGA supporter along with her husband that she's now separated from. And she took to the internet during election season to basically just troll. She made multiple videos. In this video, she's dancing to Lotto's Brokey. She's basically bragging about how, her husband takes care of her, pays all her bills. She doesn't have to work. And of course, she's going to vote for who he tells her to vote for when he's paying the bills. And a lot of women don't have men who will pay bills for them. And so people are hating on her. She made some very, anti-Black comments. She clearly has some self-hate issues where she trolls saying, white power. She also made a video saying, my mom was born just at the end of the civil rights movement and she didn't teach me to hate white people, blah, blah, blah. But she posted some very disgusting things towards the Black community as though she is not Black, right? All of that pandering, all of that, insulting herself, her community, her history, just to end up a single mom. So basically, she got married to this man, she had a baby, and now she's a single mom on the internet complaining about how he doesn't pay child support. Her baby had to go to the doctor. The copay was $26. The man went and paid $13 and texted her and said, I paid my $13, you pay the rest. Mind you, she has primary custody. Well, there's no custody, but the baby is in her care and he's not providing financially now. This is the man that you're on the internet, saying, brokey, y'all men don't pay y'all bills. Y'all don't know what it's like to have a man pay y'all bills, trolling women just to end up a single mom on the internet complaining about how the man does not provide for his child, right? And then the audacity in the comments to basically be like, there were no red flags or indications that this is how it would turn out. Like there was nothing, no signs that would lead her to believe that she would end up being a single mom. The man literally voted against your interests. Not only just the Black community, but women in general. You literally probably were just a fetish for him. You were a fetish for him, you scratched the itch, and now he's over it. And you can delete all this stuff off the internet, but the internet is forever. You don't think somebody was going to screen record a video of you talking to Black women saying, y'all don't know what it's like to have a man pay y'all bills? I'm going to do whatever he says. Interesting.
The girl whose husband left her unexpectedly and she just got the divorce decree, the restraining order, and the request for child support on a baby that she's not given birth to yet. She just went live to not fill in the blanks of the story that didn't quite make sense, but to avoid, the first 45 minutes and when people were asking her to confirm or deny whether or not she was a Trump supporter. And the last 15 minutes, she finally acknowledged it because I guess because she was in the live denying shit, people who had previously seen that content that she conveniently cleared off of her profile had decided to start tagging people from the live who were telling her stuff about, hey, are you not a MAGA supporter? Were you not the one laughing about how your husband was a conservative? Is that not you? Let me tell you something. They started tagging them in those videos and they came back to the live to be like, dude, we just saw you in the MAGA hat. What are you talking about? You can see this girl get visibly nervous. She's stealing herself and then she suddenly addresses the issue. And what she addresses does not make it any better. One, she confirms that she posted all of that shit for rage bait because her engagement was down. And not only was her engagement down, she said she wanted to make TikTok money. That's what she said. I can post the video from the live where she's like, I posted all of that stuff because I wanted engagement. I wanted to make money. You shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have done it because I was rage baiting. Rage baiting will ruin your life. This is what she said. What's crazy, it took her 45 minutes to get to that point, and ignoring every single other comment that was alluding to it. Someone told her to stop avoiding it, and she goes, avoiding what? Sprinkle, sprinkle. And that was before people started getting tagged and the proof that she'd been saying that shit. And what's unfortunate is I think she's really likable. If she would not have sold her integrity to make those videos to get that engagement, I would be all about supporting her full-heartedly. Because the situation, I'm not going to call her a liar either. I do, in fact, believe that her husband did this to her. Why? Because he's a Trump supporter. He's a Trump supporter. So, all I can say is that the situation that she's in fucking sucks. And I wish her luck, but I will say that I did go through her thing extensively to figure out just an understanding of what her character is. Just so y'all know, when you go to her profile and you watch her shit, that is exactly what she wants. She herself wants to be an influencer so fucking bad. She literally says it. She goes, I literally have an Apple podcast and a YouTube setup for a podcast called Pretty Hurts. And in my note right here, I'm like, doesn't Beyonce have Pretty Hurts trademarked or some shit. I don't know. But here's the thing. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Lying through your teeth, saying that you believe something that you don't believe, and then going and broadcasting it on the internet because you're intentionally trying to entice people to interact with you in an angry way because you think that that builds your engagement. Clearly, it does nothing for you because you are in a moment right now where had you just not done that shit, had you just not tried to provoke the internet for instant gratification, you could be set up right now. You could be more than set up. Unfortunately, people don't like that shit. And also, I'm just going to say this as well. Since we're talking about it, I went through some of her other videos. She's not very nice. She's not very nice at all. And like, there was this one fucking quote that she made that I thought was not cute at all. And she was like, thank God I got saved. She goes, Jesus does save because I used to go into public places and get mad when ugly people would be there. January 16th, she said that shit. I have never in my life walked into a room and thought, wow, all of these ugly people are here. I'm pissed about it. What the fuck, girl, are you talking about? She just doxed his ass in the live as well. Just so you guys are aware, she fucking doxed him. She did. She doxed him. She literally had the people in the comments commenting his first name, and then she told him to go to Facebook and read what her life. And I don't feel bad about posting this video at all because she said, and I quote, I don't care that they're posting videos about me because I'm important enough for a think piece. So...
She sold her soul for clicks and the devil came to collect. There is a cautionary tale unfolding on the internet right now, and it's one that every content creator, hell, every person with a smartphone needs to hear. It's about a black woman who became a MAGA influencer, who spent days trolling the black community for engagement, who bragged endlessly about her white conservative fiancé paying all her bills. Now, she's now a single mother begging the same community for help getting child support. And the internet, as always, the internet is having a field day with her. But before we laugh, before we point, before we say I told you so, we need to understand that we need to understand what this really represents, because this is not just about one woman's batteries. This is about the machinery of modern social media. This is about what happens when we commodify our dignity. This is about the specific, unique vulnerability of black women who seek validation outside their community. This is about the price of rage baiting. Let us get into this thing, guys. For those who don't know, rage baiting is the practice of posting intentionally inflammatory content to trigger angry reactions, because angry reactions drive engagement, and engagement drives money. It's cynical, it's calculated, and on platforms like TikTok, it works. This particular creator built her brand on a simple formula: be a black woman, support MAGA, mock other black women, brag about your white husband, watch the outrage pour in, cash the checks. So during election season, she was everywhere posting videos about how she votes however her man tells her to vote because he pays my bills, trolling black single mothers with lines like, you don't know what it is like to have a man paying your bills, making anti-black comments that suggest a deep internalized self-hatred. And she wasn't just conservative, she was performing content for her own community, and she admitted it. It was all for engagement. She confirmed in her own words, my engagement was down, I needed to make TikTok money. But here's what she didn't calculate. The internet is forever and it doesn't forget. The algorithm doesn't care about your feelings. So let us break down what actually happened here, because there are layers to this tragedy. First, the financial collapse. The man she bragged about, the one who was supposed to provide forever, the reason she voted against her own interest, he left. Not just left, but served her with a divorce decree, a restraining order, and a child support demand before the baby was even born. And when she needed him to contribute to medical costs, he sent her $13 over $26 copay and told her to pay the rest herself. $13 over $26,000. This is the same man who believed would secure her future. The same man she thought made her different from those broke black single mothers she spent months mocking. And the irony is suffocating. Number two, the reputational destruction. This woman tried to delete the videos. She tried to walk it back. She tried to claim it was all just content, just rage bait, just business, but the internet screen record everything. When she went live and tried to deny being MAGA, people tagged her old followers who showed up with receipts, videos of her laughing in a MAGA hat, bragging about her conservative husband. You know, the digital record is permanent. And now, every time she asks for help, every time she tries to appeal to the black communities, compassion, someone posts her old videos, her own content has become evidence against her humanity. Number three, the community consequence. And here's the deepest cut. She needs help now. Real help. She's struggling with a newborn, with medical bills, with a man who won't contribute. In another universe, the black community, especially black women who understand single motherhood, would rally around her. But she spent months insulting the very community who would help her. She made herself the villain in her own story. So when she asks for support now, people hesitate. They hesitate. They ask if this is regret because you learned something or just because it's happening to you. They remember her content. They remember how she weaponized their struggles for content. She burned the bridge she's now trying to cross. And that is the saddest part. Now, let me be real with you here. As someone who creates diaspora content, who talks about black community issues, I understand the temptation, and that's why I call this the direct critique, because I'm here to critique every single thing. Controversial content gets views, anger drives engagement, the algorithm rewards conflict. Yeah. But there is a difference between challenging your community because you love them and mocking your community because you hate yourself. Right? This woman's story is about more than a bad strategy. It is about internalizing and a blackness. It is about believing that proximity to whiteness equals to security. It's about thinking that if you perform the good black hard enough, you'll be protected. Right? And let me tell you something that the diaspora knows intimately. That protection is a myth. It is not true. I've seen this pattern in African communities too, right? People who distance themselves from blackness, who mock African accents, who claim they are different from those black people. They think assimilation is an armor. They think respectability will save them. Guys, it won't save you. It won't. Because when the chips are down, when you're vulnerable, when you need community, that's when you discover that you traded it away. You discover that the people you performed for were never going to catch you when you fell. But the people you mocked, they might have. This woman believed her white husband was her insurance policy. She believed that voting his way, talking his way, performing his politics would secure her future. Instead, she ended up where she mocked others for being, with one crucial difference. She has no community to fall back on. A single mother with no community. So here's what breaks my heart about this situation, because there is a baby in the middle of this. An innocent child who will grow up and one day Google the mother's name and find all of this. A child who will see the mother's performance of hatred, see the internet's mockery in return, see the permanent digital record of their parents' dysfunction. And there is a woman who, beneath all the rage bait, beneath all the performance, probably genuinely believed she was securing a better life, who probably genuinely struggled with her identity, her place in the world, her relationship to blackness, who made terrible choices, yes, but who is also a human being now facing the consequences. So the tragedy is not just that she fell. The tragedy is that she was climbing the wrong mountain the entire time. She climbed towards whiteness, towards MAGA acceptance, towards algorithm success, and at the peak, she discovered there was nothing there. No community, no security, no husband, just $13 and a text message telling her to pay her own bills. So, as I've said this, we need to learn something from here. Because number one, the internet does not forget. The internet is forever and your integrity is your currency. Once you sell it, you can't buy it back. Those videos she made for engagement, they've become her permanent reputation. The money she made from RageBait, it won't cover the cost of what she lost. And lesson number two, community is not disposable. You can't dispose your community. You cannot mock people for engagement and then expect them to show up when you need them. You cannot treat your community like a joke and then demand they take your pain seriously. Relationships, even parasocial ones, are built on respect and reciprocity. Uh, number three, power is not like. I want you to see this. There are no substitute for your own agency, your own political consciousness, your own economic independence. The umbrella she stood under wasn't hers, and when it closed, she had no shelter of her own. Number four, as I wind up, authenticity always wins long term. You can game the algorithm short term. You can rage bait your way to temporary success, but eventually you have to live with who you became to get there. Eventually, the performance becomes your reality. This woman confirmed it herself. Rage baiting will drain your life. She's right, and maybe, just maybe, her story can save someone else from making the same mistake. Maybe there is a creator right now, think hovering over a post on some inflammatory content, thinking about the engagement it'll get. Maybe they'll see this and think twice. Maybe they'll ask themselves, is it worth what it might cost me? Because the algorithm doesn't care about you. The engagement doesn't love you. The comments don't know you. That's the bitter truth you need to swallow, by the way. But your community, your integrity, and your authentic self, those are irreplaceable. And if this video made you think, hit that like button. If you've seen people destroy themselves for validation, share this with them. And if you're building a platform right now, build it on something real. Build it on something you can stand on when everything else falls apart, because the fall is always harder when you're standing on lies. Guys, I'm Tarek. This is the Critique channel, and I'll see you in the next one.